Welcome back to Garth's Graveyard Garage. In this episode, we are going to tackle the poor man's paint job on our Salvaged Scion TC and possibly throw a stereo in this thing. So here we go. What's going on, everybody? We're back on the Scion TC. This will probably be the last video on this car for a while so we can get back on our other stuff. But a lot of you were bugging me because you wanted to see me do the paint work on this thing. And heads up, right now we are doing the poor man's paint job because the paint's actually still okay. It was the clear coat that peeled off. So I've already started masking all this off, get that out of the way because it's long and boring. So we're gonna do this whole quarter panel with that pillar, all of this on down here. So I've got it masked off ish, and there might be some overspray, but not worry about glass, that's easy to get off. We are gonna do this with rattle cans. Ordered some paint match rattle cans and some clear coat, because not everybody can afford to buy the fancy paint, or they might not have a compressor, they might not have paint guns, they might not know how to do any of the steps, mixing your hardeners and all that stuff. I have paint guns, big compressor, I have everything to do it. But for this car, it was a salvage cheap car, so we're going the cheap route. We're keeping everything simple on this car. As of right now, to date, as far as repairs go, I am now, I think, $45 in repairs. So I did order the climate controls. That was like 76 bucks. Just because, I mean, they do work. Just the screen doesn't work. The most expensive upgrade on this will be the Pioneer stereo system I ordered. Got it on sale for like, I think, 180 bucks. But let me grab the rattle cans I ordered. Oh, I just realized they're in the trunk of this. I'm gonna have to crawl through because I'm not opening the hatch since I've already got it masked off. Let me grab the rattle cans and show you what we're working with. Okay, so here's what we're working with from Spectral Paint. Black cherry pearl and clear coat with UV protection, blah, blah, blah. Ordered 3 of each because at some point, not this video, I'm not worried about the hatch or the bumper right now. But right now, we're gonna knock out that side, but that should be enough cans to knock out these 3 pieces and maybe a little touch up on the front bumper. But we're gonna use these. I'm not doing a primer. I know I'm gonna give a tip right now. There's gonna be paint guys. There's gonna be harsh critics on everything I do. I've been watching paint videos on YouTube since I think YouTube started, and I always see the hateful critics. Save it. I know everything you're gonna tell me. We're cutting corners. So we are using this paint as the primer. We're gonna sand it down to help the clear coat stick, because I've seen some videos where they just sand this down a little bit and then clear coat that. It'll work for a little while. We want more longevity out of it. I'm not known for keeping cars around a long time, but the process I'm doing will make it last at least that long. But we're going to sand this down, get it smooth, put a coat, maybe 2, of base coat on top of this, and then we'll come back and clear coat it. And then in a week, if it needs it, we'll wet sand it and then polish it, or just polish it. We'll see how it turns out. I'm not familiar with this company. They had good ratings, so we'll see how they do. But first thing I need to do is bust out, I've got a bucket of water over here and some, I'm gonna try starting at 800 grit, wet sanding, just to get some of the imperfections down. There's not a lot. It's actually, this is in perfect shape for what we're doing. So yeah, save the criticism. If this helps you out, cool. If it doesn't, sorry, but this is for me, so it doesn't matter. I'm not doing this for a customer. If this was for a customer, one, I'd have a paint booth and a heater or an oven, and I'd have all my equipment out, but we're not doing that. I'll save that for the Monte Carlo. But let's get started sanding. I'm just gonna do this with my hand. A lot of guys will wrap this around a sponge or a soft block. We're not going heavy, so I'm not worried about edges. Yeah, that's how it should look. We're just gonna lightly do here and see that already feels ready to go. The main thing you want to do is get any residual clear coat off. And then after this, we will, there's an imperfection right there, chip right there. But after you hit it a few times, kind of feel it, do it blindly, see if you feel anything. I feel that rock chip. That's just dirt. So yeah, this area is already good to go. Yeah, it helps when the clear coat's already gone. And then of course we hope the paint does match. We will find out. After this, we will wipe it down. Oh, see, there's a dent right there. I didn't even know it was there. I felt it with my finger. We'll wipe it down and use a cleaner to get it prepped. And then we'll come back and use a sticky rag to get any particles off that might still be here. Yep, feels good. I can feel where I didn't hit, so right there. So yeah, if it's a car like this, don't be afraid. I mean, you know, if you're working on a new nice car, you don't want to be doing it like this, but if it's just to kind of help be less insecure about having this ugly panel on your car, it's not that big a deal. I started out as a teenager rattle canning Volkswagen Beetles. Make sure you do keep the sandpaper wet. Yeah, that all feels fantastic. Yeah, so this is gonna be an easy job. There is a lot more residual clear coat down low, so I'll concentrate more down there. Rock chip. They aren't even going to worry about it. Residual clear coat. Got it? All right, let me switch sides since we're getting down here. The more you take your time with everything, the better it'll look. A lot of guys get into a rush, and I used to be like that. just in case I have some pads for my electric sander, but I don't think we're gonna need it. I don't feel any imperfections now, except for 2 or 3 rock chips. Okay, dry this off, and then I'm gonna find my cleaner. I'll show you the cleaner I use. We'll wipe it down, clean it, and then wipe it down again, and we can start throwing some base coat on here. So, be right back. Apparently I've either lost or I am out of my cleaner. But what it is basically it's a oil remover cleanser for doing body work. And then you come in with what's called a tack cloth after that. Once you open these, you want to let them sit out for a little bit. Otherwise, they're just sticky messes. But this is going to basically get all the other stuff, little particles, anything. This cloth is kind of sticky, so it grabs everything. So we're going to do this real quick, and then we will start laying some paint down. So let me wipe the rest of this down, and then we'll start painting. Okay, a few tips before we get started. One, make sure you don't have wind blowing at you, because particles. Make sure there aren't a lot of bugs out. Make sure your temperature is, you don't want to be in direct sunlight, but you want decent heat. And lastly, you want to, it helps if you heat up your spray cans. In Texas, you can set it out on the driveway for a few minutes. It'll get up to about 100 degrees. Or you northerners, I don't know, throw it in the microwave. Just kidding, don't do that. Never put an aerosol can in a microwave. But yeah, you want to heat it up. You can put it in hot water for a little bit, but you want to get them warm. Okay, now that we've blown up some northerners, let's lay down some spray paint. Always shake well. And then some of these will come with the fancy flat sprayers, the nozzles, and you can actually turn them. So if you want your fan this way or this way. This one right now is laid for flat, but I want to go sideways. So I'm gonna aim it like that. If it's even showing up, I don't know. And we're gonna start over here on the small part. That way, if it's way off, I can stop. Okay. 4 inches, 5 inches, you can kind of feel it. Don't try and force too much on there, just light coats. Like I said, you can do a light coat. We don't have to do a lot because it's already the right color. So, oh, this color's dead on. Covered up the rock chip. And you want to do roughly 10 to 15 minutes between base coats, and then when you're done with your base coats, you'll wait roughly 30 minutes to throw your clear coat on top of that. We might be able to get away with 1 coat. Now that we're going that way, let's flip this nozzle around. If you get into some of the stances I do doing this, you might want to practice yoga. Just watch that scratch disappear. Awesome. So far, I'm pretty impressed. This stuff lays down actually very nice. Another thing, make sure your finger doesn't get too far over. You'll start throwing droplets. And yes, you should probably wear a respirator, but this building is so big, nothing is coming up. Okay, I laid it on kind of thick, but we're gonna wait 10 minutes and then we'll come back. It's drying pretty quick, probably because of the heat. It's probably 100 degrees in the shop, and I don't have the fan on me. So I'm gonna go sit in front of the fan for 10 minutes and we'll let this tack up, and then we'll come back and do one more light coat, and then we'll wait 30 minutes and do some clear coat. All right, it's been 10 minutes. We're gonna do one more coat. Getting low on one can. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch cans. And the reason I went with this one is, one, it was hard to find this color. There was about 3 or 4 companies that did it in an aerosol can. Main reason, it was the cheapest. It's like $23 a can, and you see how much it's doing, so pretty impressive. Yeah, we're gonna get away with 2 coats because this already looks fantastic. Come back with 2 to 3 coats of clear coat, and it should look as good as new-ish. I kind of like the flat look. If the whole car was like that, I'd probably leave it alone. All right, took about 1 1/4 can to do 2 full coats on this quarter panel. So let me let this sit for 30 minutes now, and then we'll come back and gloss it up. Just a quick tip if you're doing these cheap paint jobs and you do get one little, I don't know if you can see it, where is it at? Right there. If you get a dot that comes out of your nozzle, don't panic, just leave it. More than likely when it dries, it'll blend in, and when you clear coat it, it won't even be there. Now if it's a big glob and it starts running, you got other problems. And we're not gonna get into that in this video, but all right, we'll be back in about 25 minutes now. It's been 30 minutes-ish. I lost track of time. I'm gonna try and do this two-handed. That way I can get you in closer on the action. We can watch the gloss come to life. So let's give this a shot. So oh yeah, look at that. Clear coat comes out a little quicker. You hear some backup alarms. They're building a cattle fence in the back pasture. Yeah, we'll be good probably with 2 coats on this. Okay, I've got to switch hands back and forth, so I don't want to wear out my fingers. So let me get you guys mounted. You can watch from there. I think I can. Yeah, you can kind of see reflection. Since we don't have an oven, we'll let it cook in the sun for about 48 hours. And then it takes, well, without an oven, it takes, I think it's like 30 days for clear coat to fully cure. I'm kind of cheating and laying this on a little thicker, doing heavier strokes, and it's still taking. So again, like I said, so far I'm very impressed, especially for cheap. Yeah, I'm watching it like haze dry as it lays down. I really need a light wand so I can see it better. There's so many different techniques. See, I'll go down one, up one, cut in between, come back, just to make sure I get a solid layer. Like anything, just takes practice. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for 10 minutes and then we'll come back over and do one more coat and then we should be done for now, till we might need to wet sand it in a couple of weeks, but I don't know. We'll see and we'll be back. All right, 10 minutes later. That's looking fantastic. It's gonna force me to polish the whole car. It's gonna do that anyways, but I've never done, I don't think, well, minus the Volkswagen Beetle, I don't think I've ever rattle canned a whole car. That might be something we do. Probably the Plymouth, because I know what I want to do to that. And that, yeah, well, I don't know, we'll see. If you don't have the proper lighting for doing this, just make sure you kind of move around, see if you see any spots you may have missed. It might look good one direction, then the light hits it and you realize it's flat. Okay, I think it is done. We're gonna let it sit for about 30-40 minutes. We'll demask it and then roll it outside, and then let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll probably hop in there and change the stereo. All right, start unwrapping tape off this thing. I didn't have any real masking plastic, so I just used these old trash bags, lawn bags. It's like unwrapping a present. Let's see, how did I do this? It's still a little tacky, so I don't want to touch the paint at all. I think I did that. Yeah, I did that inside the door. Yeah, you can't even tell right there. Okay, I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10 on color match. It's dead on. And this is kind of a funky color, so. Went on a mission with Iceman this morning. I didn't know if it was gonna become a graveyard project or not, but it was a late 90s, mid to late 90s Chevy extended cab with a V8. And I told Ice, worst case scenario, if the truck is bad, I'd like the engine. Well, needless to say, half the engine was missing. Truck was pretty rough, been sitting with the windows down. The body was pretty straight, one dent that could have been knocked out. But with everything going on around here, I don't know when I would have got to it. But it would have made a great like drag truck. Yeah, it looks awesome. Getting better as it dries. I just noticed I've been hanging out with Iceman too long and slipping into hick accent a little bit. In fact, my daughter even called me out on it. I don't know if y'all can hear the music or not. This is actually a song I wrote for Riley, Little Muppet. That's the name of the song. She gets excited every time it comes on. I'm not a songwriter per se, well, as far as music goes. I strum a little guitar. I can describe what I want, but I can't make it. I'm not skilled in that department, but I was able to take my lyrics and create my songs with AI. So it's pretty cool. It's not me singing, but if I sang this good, I'd have a different career. But it's crazy. This is a AI voice. Stuff's getting scary. I'm not missing anywhere. Definitely not going to park it under the tree I normally park it under, because that thing has been dropping sap. Okay. Man, that's different. All right, Will, let's roll this thing out in the sun and see what it looks like under hard light. We're definitely gonna have to polish the rest of the car. I mean, look how pretty that came out. I don't know if y'all can see the metallic flake in it or not. Oh, look at that. Dull and shiny. See? Oh yeah, look at the reflection. Nice. Yeah, I'd say huge difference. Try another angle over here. Yep. Well, that's how it looked new. Sweet. All right, I'm just gonna let it sit out here and cook a little bit. In a couple weeks, I'll come back and do a polish and everything on it. I'll go ahead and polish the whole car and make it all blend and look pretty. So, all right, there it is. You can get those kind of results out of some rattle cans. And this is what we're gonna be putting in. It was on sale probably because it's a older model, I don't know. But wanted to keep it Pioneer since these cars come with Pioneer systems. So I gotta get this one out. And I watched a video once on how these come out, and I think it's just you pull this trim out, then this trim out, and then that stereo unbolts. So let's find out if I remember correctly. Alright, see if we can do this without tools. If it's noisy in here, I'm sorry. I've got that door propped open and the swamp cooler pointing in here. Well, that comes up. I don't know if it's ever been out before. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, that cracked. Great, that's lovely. Do I need to take that all the way? Maybe. No, I don't. There you go. It's been off before. It's already cracked right there too. Alright, so let's see. This should come out and then unplug the climate controls. We'll be doing this again when the new ones show up. And I don't need to show that on camera because it's pretty much that easy. Alright, Phillips. And a nut, probably a 10. And I think that's it. And if I remember correctly, I think the factory mount will actually take the new stereo. I think it'll bolt to it. The main thing I want to check before I go wiring up the harness and putting all those butt connectors on there and shrinking them, heat shrinking them and everything, is did I get the right ones? So let me grab a Phillips and a deep socket 10. All right, is that a 10? Yep, okay. Of course, they put this in a horrible spot where if you drop the nut, it's gonna fall straight down in the dash. This thing says it's got satellite radio. There's no way. Huh. I haven't used satellite radio since my Camaro. Got it. All right. And there should be, I think, 2 plugs on the back of this thing. I didn't show it on camera, but I pulled the 2 speakers out of the doors and they were completely, there was only a cone. The rim was gone, but I just happened to have 2 6.5-inch kicker speakers sitting on the shelf. They came out of wreck, so. All right, let's see what we got. We have 4 plugs. What? Does this thing have a disc changer in here somewhere? That would be funny. I didn't dig that deep in the car. All right. Hopefully we don't need an antenna adapter. Nope, we don't. That's the same standard size. Okay. There's the way the mounts are. And I believe these will match up to a, oh, I know what those other wires are. Those go to the steering wheel controls, which I don't care about. But yeah, these bolts should match up, I believe, to the new one. So let's find out. Let's do this. Well, I'll tell you what, before we do that, let me grab those adapters. I'm gonna guess that one and that one. These are probably like steering wheel controls or something. So it's, which one is it? Is it that one? Or, no, it's this one. So it's gonna be that one, like I said, and that one. Okay, so these are speakers, and we're gonna run an amp, so we gotta run cables. Well, whatever that unit is down there. Oh, that's probably the body control module. It looks like it was underwater, but yeah, because there's some corrosion on it, but it obviously didn't do anything. What is that? That's looks like a prescription bottle lid. What else is down there? Okay, I don't see anything else. Rust. Yeah, water must have sat for a little bit. It's rusted. All the supports right here are rusted. Okay, well, let me get these wired up real quick. I'm not going to make you sit there and watch me put on butt connectors, so I'll wire these up real quick to the new harness, and then we'll figure out where we're going to be running wires for the amp and everything. Ooh, what do we got? I don't know, something scribbled. Okay, we'll be right back. Well, the mounts work. It's in there. I've got everything wired up. Microphone for phone. It'll be up there. USB for hooking up to your phone or gadgets or whatever. RCAs, or all the cables for amplifier. I've got everything. I hid everything pretty well, so it's hooked up. Well, not quite hooked up. It's there to the battery, and then through the firewall, hid it all under this trim, all under here, back there. You can't see it anywhere. The only spot you can see it is right here where it pops out, but the speakers will be covering that up. And then the amp I relocated to the back of the box. That way if I need to adjust anything, I can fold down the seat and hit it, and it'll also be hidden. So gonna guess get these in, get the cables hooked up. I've been waiting. I didn't want fireworks, so I need to hook the that up. The ground wire is actually mounted to the seat for the amp. So I think everything is pretty much here. So let me see if I can lift. This thing is heavy, and then I kind of cleaned it up a little bit, made them pretty, the subwoofer. So yeah, let me get that up in the car, and then we'll hook all those cables up. That light work? It doesn't give you much, but it works. Okay, so this is bottom. Oh, darn. Well, might not need a spoiler after this. The weight of this will keep it on the ground. It's better fit. I did measure. There we go. Whew. All right. Let's hop inside the car and fold these seats down. Actually, I need to put the bottom seat back in real quick, and then we'll fold these down and wire this thing up. All right, let's get the ground wire out of the way. Cut off some slack. course, we're assuming that these speakers and this amp are good. Pretty sure they're going to be, since it's a newer model. Right size. Yeah. Easier if I tilt this thing up. The only thing to hold it. Let's see. There we go. Throw a kickstand on it. There we go. All right, ground is over here. Oh, I'll leave it all the way out. Oh, great. I don't know if I can strip it. No, I'm not going to strip it, but this one's way too big. Change kickstand. There. This wire's probably way too big. All right, and ground. I'll leave the tail on it, just in case we ever change things up in here. All right. Oh, RCAs. Let's see. Let's try here first. Okay. Let me set this down. Okay, let's hook up the battery to this cable, and then we will turn it on, see if we get power, and then we'll test this thing out, see if it bumps. All right, put a big old inline fuse on it. Not a lot of places to mount it, so I'll mess with that some other time. All right, let's see if it's, oh, it's getting power. All right, nothing's hot. All right, let's test this sucker out. Let's see, where's the keys at? Okay. Accessory. Power. Whoa. That amp's doing something back there. And it was gonna kick on like, I don't like that sound. We'll have to look at the settings on that thing. I don't know what it's doing. They're both working. Okay, let's hop inside the car and play with amp settings. it turned all the way up. Punch. Probably had it maxed out. Yep. Wow. Okay. So we can, I'll tell you what. So I don't get a copyright flag while we're doing this, let me hook up my phone and I'll play some stuff I won't get flagged for. Alright. It landed on a song I made about my late wife.
You gave me a love I've never seen, set my soul on fire, made me believe. Now I'm standing here with our little girl, wishing you were in this world. She's got your eyes, she's got your grin, I see your fire burning deep within, and I know you ain't just sitting still, up there raising hell like I know you will. I bet you're raising hell. Spin around with a drink in your hand, sing out with the rock and roll legends, making angels break the rules where they stand. Yeah,
that was popping.
still, even up there, I know you never will. I bet you're raising hell in heaven, and I bet they love you just
I wonder if it's backwards.
the same.
Let me see. If it's bouncing the wrong way, it's wired backwards, and I'm going based on what somebody else did. This one's good.
I hear your voice coming through the sound. Tell us stories, I sing your songs. I keep you here even though you're gone. And every time she takes my hand, I feel there. She's got your wild, she's got your spark. Even in daylight, she shines in the dark. And I know you ain't just resting now.
Might just need a new speaker box. If I faced them up,
I'll hear your voice cut through the cloud.
but
You'll grab my hand, pull me in tight, say what took you so long.
yeah, it's not the subs, it's the box.
I bet you're raising hell in
I wonder if he's got something in there.
picking up dust on the
That would
streets
be
of
funny.
gold. Spinning records, setting fire,
Well,
giving halos and rock and roll soul.
yeah, if I hold the box, it sounds fine.
They love you just the same. They love you just the same. I had a love that's gone for good, like a legend lost in the
Oh, I was just gonna play all the sad songs I wrote.
kitchen, slow and true. Now all I hold is the ghost of you. We used to laugh till our ribs got sore. Now this house don't echo no more. I reach for you in the dead of night, but all I hold is the cold moonlight. I'm broken, I can't find my way. Living in a world that just won't be the same.
Just gonna have to keep it turned down for right now. I'll just have to find a better box or rebuild this one.
Now I'm lost and learning to be alone. shattered soul. So I keep on walking step by step, carrying a love I won't forget. A broken fairy tale, but it was real.
All right, I'm just gonna leave it right there for right now and put everything back together. Stereo's good, all of that part's good. This can be messed with back here, so easy enough. So, all right, we'll be right back. All right, as it's been sitting here cooking, it's just yeah, pretty. I mean, it came out perfect. So yeah, we'll come back. I don't even think we need to wet sand this. After a couple weeks, I'll throw a polish on here, polish the whole car, make it blend. But yeah, no, that came out just perfect. And the longer it sits here, the better looking it's getting. So, all right. Well, short and sweet video. I don't know if any of this helped you out. Let me get out of the sun for a minute. But if it did, cool. Again, don't critique it. It's just, it is what it is. Spray paint, cheap, and saved a lot of money just doing that. So when we come back, I'll do the rear bumper and I'll do the trunk. And when I get around to doing that, I'll show you it when it's done. But it's the same thing as what you just saw. I just don't have time right now to be doing all of that. The bumper is probably going to have to come off. Maybe. I don't know. I'll do that some other time. But one thing I wanted to say real quick too is I keep getting asked a lot of questions about things that are answered in the video, which tells me, or in the videos, which tells me y'all are skipping around. And I know y'all are skipping around because the analytics tell me you're skipping around. So if I have an hour video, you're watching 20 minutes of it. So from now on, if you ask me a question that's already been answered in a video, I'm just gonna ignore you because I'm getting tired of repeating myself answering questions that have been answered in the videos. That's kind of how I am. I'm a blogger, so a car blogger. I'm not really one of those other types of auto repair channels. So I talk about different things in all the videos. So if I'm not talking about something, you may have missed it. And occasionally I'll get reminded I didn't talk about something and then I'll bring it up. But please, if you're gonna watch the videos, double check, go back and watch them again, see if you missed something, because yeah, I talk about a lot of things throughout the video. So if you're one of those guys that likes to see what I'm getting and then jump to the end and see it running, you missed me talking about a lot of things. And for the other people that know what I'm talking about, thank you for watching the whole video. Love you guys. I love all you guys. I know sometimes you don't have time to watch a whole video, especially long form, but hey, do what some of our other subscribers do and they pause it and come back to it later. I know which ones you are because I can tell by the way you comment, and love you guys too. But all right, I love all you guys. It's hot. I'm gonna go inside, cool off, edit this video, and let this car cook in the Texas sun. But thanks for coming along while we did amp and subs that are rattly, so I'll address that later. I'll probably take the subs out and I'll inspect the box, see what's going on in there. It's a multi-ported box, so there's probably some loose stuff in there, but if I hold the back of the box, it sounds fantastic. So maybe a little caulk, recarpet, I don't know. But all right, love you guys. We'll be back on maybe next week, I'm not sure. We got a bunch of stuff coming up that's kind of eating into my film days, so we will see, but try and get something up for you soon. But in the meantime, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, check out the merch store. Love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.